welcome back to my channel. So today, as you can see, we're going to be doing that Instagram baddie makeup look. And basically what that means is bold everything. I feel like it's the most popular makeup trends all mushed onto your face at one time. Bold liner, bold brows, a nice bold lip, a really contoured face, just, you know, a lot of makeup, but that's okay, that's okay. And this video is super exciting because I'm actually partnering with Colgate in this video. And I know what you're thinking, you're like, Melissa, what does toothpaste have anything to do with makeup? And you guys, it has everything to do with makeup. I feel like if you have white, bright teeth, it just completely makes your makeup look. Not only that, it just makes you feel more confident when your teeth look good. And that's where Colgate came into play. I have used Colgate in my life for years and years, so when they wanted a partner, I was like, of course I do. And that is the Colgate Optic White Platinum High Impact White, 4 shades visibly whiter, and it says it starts working in 3 days. Again, you don't have to change anything in your routine. Just add this to when you brush your teeth before you leave in the morning and then before you go to bed at night, and boom, whiter smile. You're gonna feel better whenever you rock those lip colors. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much to Colgate for partnering with me. And if you want to see how to do this Instagram baddie makeup look, then just keep on watching.
All right, so to get baddie ready, we gotta tackle our brows. Of course, they have to be chiseled, they have to be carved out. So I'm filling them in using a brow pencil, and I really want my brows to look defined, so that is why I chose a pencil. You could totally use a gel if you wanted to. I feel like that would be even more precise, but personally, I just like using a pencil, and I just go in there with the pencil, and then I will end up brushing it out after I, create my shape, make sure that my lines aren't too harsh. And that's what I love about these pencils, is after you fill them in, you just take your brush and comb it right out. Now, to take it even further, you're gonna wanna carve those eyebrows out. Now, this isn't for someone if you wanna go for that natural look, but baddie makeup isn't natural. So just take a concealer and make sure to carve it out nicely. That's what I'm doing here. And this is just going to make that eyebrow look like you spent some time on it and make it stand out more. And then you just brush it away with a makeup brush, or you can use your finger. Now, to ensure those bad boys don't go anywhere, you're gonna wanna use that brow mascara to lock them in. Now, to make life just a little bit easier, I like to use tape. Oh my gosh, this saves so much time, you guys. First up, I put a concealer on all over my lid just to make sure that the colors show true to color. And I'm taking this eyeshadow to use as the transition shade, an absolute gorgeous orange shade. An orange shade is just gonna make it look like a sunset on your eyes, which is totally kind of what I was going for. And that's why I took this beautiful burnt orange kind of brown and really worked that in my crease. I really wanted that transition, like I said, and just make sure you put this in your crease and work it into the center of your eye, or the inner corner of your eye, I'm sorry. Then to add more dimension, I'm adding this purplish brown color in the outer corner of my eye, really concentrating it more so on the outer corner. And then I just take the remaining color that's on the brush and sweep it towards the inner corner of my eye. This just gives the smoky effect to the outer portion of the eye, which I wanted, and then it fades into a transition into the inner part of the eye. Isn't it looking so pretty so far? I absolutely love it. Then I just blend the two colors with the brush, and then I go in with this beautiful shimmery color and I put it on my eyelid. I really wanted my lid to be a little bit muted, but I also wanted just a tiny bit of sparkle. And then to finish up the eyes, I'm going in with a black, and this is just going to really make it look like we took forever to transition, and I'm just putting it in the outer corner at the very bottom. And then you just take off your tape and voila, look, there's no mess. And then the main part of the eyes is that bold wing liner. So I use a liquid liner, and this just makes life so much easier when you're creating a wing. And whenever it gets to that flick, you're just boop, one long line, and you are done, son. And with practice, this is just super, super easy. And yes, that's how I like to make my wing. All right, and after you do your wings, you're going to want to tight line your eyes, and this is just so there's no skin showing through, that when you do apply your lashes, that they look really nice. Now you are going to want to apply your lashes, of course, whichever kind you prefer. And you're going to want to, of course, prep your skin for foundation. Primer just makes your foundation last all day. It makes it apply much more even, and it just makes your foundation look better overall. Now for foundation, I ended up mixing two, thinking that one of them was going to make the foundation darker, because when I receive PR, they're not always exact on the color. So this foundation ended up being a little too light for me, but don't fret, don't fret. I always solve the problem by using a creamed foundation. In essence, it's the same exact thing. It's just I end up mixing the two colors once the foundation base is actually on my face. I just go in with a darker cream foundation, a much darker cream foundation, and I just put it in those areas that really need that warmth, since in general, most of the time we want the center of our face to be lighter, since that's where we highlight. And yes, I just applied the darker foundation in the contour regions, underneath my chin, on my nose, basically everywhere that I want warm and to contour. Now moving on to highlighting and concealing, I'm just concealing underneath my eyes, which I also highlight at the same time. You totally don't have to go heavy on this, but again, this is the Baddie makeup. We're going ham on the makeup. And I just set that concealer with a dampened beauty blender, and I just really work that in. Once you get that all worked into your skin, you're gonna wanna set that, and I really love using a translucent powder for that. I feel like it really locks in those under eyes and just basically all those areas that you want highlighted on your face. Basically everywhere where you put that cream concealer. And once you have all those places set, you're going to want to also set the contour and the darker powders. So I just make sure to use a powder base on top of that. That'll really make sure that it stays locked in place all day, and it will also blend all the different textures together. And now moving on to our lower lashes, I take the same exact colors that I used on my lids and also transition it down to my lower lash line. I really wanted it to be dramatic down there as well, so I pretty much used the same exact colors just to make it fade as well. And then I used a liner. I wanted it to be smoky, again with the Baddie makeup. We're trying to look extra here. And I just really focus darker, more of a darker line on the outer corner, and then just go thinner on the inner corner. And I'll just smudge it out with that smudgy brush and just really work those colors in on the lower lash line, and then fade it out. That way it all transitions out nicely, and then top it off with some mascara. Now moving on to our cheeks, I wanted to use a nice brick bronzy type of shade. This shade I just feel like looks good with so many different makeup looks. I top it off with a ton of highlighter. Of course, it would not be complete without highlighter. And to finish this look, of course, we have to use a matte liquid lipstick. I use this shade as a lip liner first, and then I go in with a medium nudish color to top in the middle. I really liked the way these two complemented each other, so I decided to go with that. I feel like this tone, this shade has been super popular, especially in the social media world. I really liked the way these two ended up looking together. But yeah, that completes this Instagram Baddie makeup tutorial. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys subscribe if you haven't already. Also, a big thank you to Colgate Optic White for working with me in this video. And with that, I'll see you guys next time. Bye!